Welcome to IELTS preparation course, video number 3, titled Listening Section. Moving on to IELTS listening strategies. Number 1, before listening to the recording, read the tasks for each section and make sure you know what sort of answer you have to write. For example, words, a letter, an option from a box, etc. Use this time to work out the topic and decide what sort of information and answers you need to listen to. Use a pencil to underline keywords in the question. During listening to the recording, use the words on the question paper to guide you through the listening. This will stop you from getting lost. Remember that section 1 will have an example, and sections 1, 2, and 3 are divided into 2 parts. This will give you time to complete your answers. You should write your answers on the question paper as you listen. It is not possible to remember what you heard and complete the task from memory at the end. If you cannot answer a question, move on to the next one, as you don't want to risk missing the answer to the next questions either. After listening to the recordings, transfer your answers onto the answer sheet carefully. Make sure that you put the right answers in the right place, as putting your answers in the answer sheet in the wrong place will cause losing marks. Go back to any questions you couldn't answer and try to guess the answer from the context. You should attempt to answer all the questions, as blank space can only be marked wrong. Make the most of the questions in section 1 and 2, as they are often easier than sections 3 and 4. Moving on to some tips for listening module. Number 1, write no more than 3 words. Number 2, get used to British English, which is British accent, and you can do that, for example, by watching BBC Learning English videos. Number 3, get used to British vocabulary. For example, biscuit, which is British English, equals cookie in American English. Flat, which is British English, equals apartment in American English. Rubbish, which is British English, equals garbage in American English. Number 4, be aware of phonetics or sounds, because spelling counts. Number 5, pay attention to singular and plural words. For example, cat and cats, man and men, woman and women, child and children. Number 6, practice tests. Number 7, prediction. Try to guess the rest of the sentence or context. Number 8, fill in blanks. Try to predict if it is a verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb, etc. For example, Emma has 3 blank, and here in the blank you need a noun. Another example, they blank him, and here in the blank you need a verb. Number 9, listen and write at the same time. Number 10, pay attention to changes when a speaker does any corrections or correct themselves. For example, a speaker may say it is 2078, and after that they may correct themselves, saying, for example, no, I am sorry, it is 4078. So pay attention to the number corrected and not the one said by mistake at first. Number 11. Listen carefully to group of numbers and phone numbers. Number 12. Mind the difference between numbers. For example, 13 versus 30, 15 versus 50. Number 13. Your handwriting must be clear. Number 14. Spelling. Take care of double letters, especially with names. For example, Emma, Addison, Apollo, Bobby, Brooke, letter, and with verbs like cutting, fitting, etc.